Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to a new reaction episode to Doctor Who. How are you guys doing? This is live. My name is Matt. Hi. My entire rhythm is I'm off rhythm. Fuck, I cannot even form sentences properly. What's up? I've been fighting for my life here, trying to get every video for this week uploaded without everyone blocking it, and I haven't been successful. So, yes, the previous Doctor Who reaction hasn't even been published yet because he got blocked like 4 times in a row. 5, 6, I'm not keeping count. And, yeah, I legitimately don't know what to do. I legitimately don't know how other channels do it. Like, I just want to go and like ask a different channel and be like, hey, how the fuck do you upload these videos without them getting blocked? Because like the BBC does not like me. The BBC does not like this Doctor Who Flux reactions. God damn, the YouTube life sucks. I have not been. I'm super tired, dude. Fuck it. Let's watch this episode. I don't care anymore. Whenever the Doctor Who episodes come out, that's when they'll come out. I'm not even gonna try to get them out weekly. They're just gonna be able to get out whenever they get out. So if you're watching this, it's already a miracle. Now, Doctor Who Flux, episode 4. What happened in episode 3? We got crushed by the entire force of time coursing through our bodies because we changed places with the Mari or whatever the name of those entities were, and then eventually we did get them back in, and we did exit the whatever the place that we're standing on in the Temple of Atropos. That was fine. But in doing that, we learn a lot about each character a little bit, I guess. Well, we learn about Bender and like a little bit about Dan, I guess. But mostly we learn about the Doctor or whatever the entity before the Doctor was, which was Ruth. It was Ruth back then. At least that's what they wanted me to think. And apparently we saw that Ruth was sieging the Temple of Atropos with, I believe, is Carbonista and some other people. And they were all parts of the... What is the name? What is the name of the group that the Doctor was trying to like find? It wasn't like the agency. It was something similar to that. But they all sieged the Temple of Atropos, where the Swarm and the Sewer were. I don't know what they did there, but we essentially went there and they were like, all right, fuck you, we're defeating you. And they went and brought the Mari back. At least it is implied that they were there, and then the Swarm or whatever, they kicked them out, but then the Doctor smuggled them back in through passengers, and that's how that came to be, and that's how they capture Swarm. And that's probably what led into this entire conflict in Flux here. It's like, all right, I understand the origins of this like encounter, of this fight now. But after that, the Doctor met God or whatever that old lady was. I'm not sure what that was. And there is like a couple lines that I didn't fully register until I like edited the episode. And what were they? It was something like Swarm and Stewart. They were like, there's something that, you know, they're like a necessary poison, you know, we just let them loose and they're gonna do what they do, but that's all part of the plan, something along those lines. So like, I have no idea what this entity is, and also the flags that they're carrying or whatever, I have no idea how that's gonna come into play here. But then we had a massive cliffhanger at the end where an angel sneaked in from inside the time whatever through Yas's like story, through her phone, and then came into the TARDIS, and then it just started piloting the TARDIS, and then the episode ended, and it was like, whoa. Anyway, so maybe this will be the Weeping Angel episode. I look forward to that. So yeah, I think this is episode 4, yeah. So let's begin and watch it. Oh, and Patreon. Yeah, I have a Patreon. Listen, man, just support this shit if you want or if you can, and if not, then it's cool. Like, that's it. I'm not even gonna try to promise anything at this point. I'm just like, fuck it. The Patreon is there if you're interested. If not, that's fine. You can watch full-length reaction. At least that I can do. The BBC usually doesn't block those, but at least that is something that will stay there. Okay, let's begin. So Doctor Who Flux, Series 13, Episode 4. Let's go. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Sure. There's a lot of crazy shit happening. Did she say something like the end will start again, or it will happen again? Are we in a time loop? Village of the Angels. Okay, I love that title. I love that title. Show me a village full of angels. Okay, interesting. Where are we?
49.
Madam, what are you doing? It's 1967, as you must well know.
You've had that coat a while, then.
I already like this episode, by the way. I like episodes that are set on Earth in the past, rather than just whatever spaceship alien stuff. So this lady knows something. It's happening again. Oh my god, are we doing a dark episode now?
Where did you get this?
Miss Brown sketches what she calls her premonitions.
Okay. Angel, Stardust says, oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, whatever's the image of an angel will become an angel. Fuck. Zip. She's angel infected. If she's imagining angels, that means that the angels become real. Isn't that how that works? I don't remember exactly how it used to work with the Amy stuff, but you know, if they can grab that aspect of the weeping angels and they could actually make it like more creepy. Show me. Uh-huh, yeah. That's fun. Uh-huh. Yeah? Bodied.
Any information on what she's like or that might make her feel safe, that would be helpful.
She's a 10-year-old girl. How much is there to know?
Alright. Alright, Gerald. Look at it. Yeah. I mean... yeah, it does that. Oh. Whoa. Oh god, back here. Belle is gonna matter to the story. Like in some way. That's the only reason why they're giving so much screen time. I know that she's related to Vinder, but like more than that. He's gonna die. Don't blink. Slowly walk.
They move when unobserved. Quantum beings. If they touch you, they'll send you back to the distant past and feast on the quantum energy of your unlived life.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Professor, I am many things, but I'm not ridiculous.
The angels.
The thing about Claire is that she knew about the Doctor before all of this even happened. The cursed village. We know the future. No, we know the future. Oh no, she's still, oh god. Oh fuck, I remember that. Yes, keeping themselves on track. You know, like we got teleported to the past, no biggie. We're still searching for a missing kid, so. Yeah, everybody got disappeared. Not the chickens though. Angels don't care about that apparently. Well, I suppose animals don't live that long compared to humans. Do the angels teleport turtles? That's a good question.
They promised they'd leave me alone now.
They talk to you.
They talk? Maybe like Claire. Maybe Peggy is Claire. The sign? Alright, what the wait, hold on. Are the angels saving humanity or some shit? Like everything else is fucked in reality, so they place you in here in order to save you. Goodbye, Gerald. Pop. Maybe the angels are good, actually. Like these people got like locked out of reality or something, and the angels are here to like help or something. I mean, why do they have to be so creepy though then? Like, that's the question. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much. I do know I love this episode. Okay, this lady. What if that lady is Peggy?
You had a premonition of an angel in your mind and now it's living there.
Yo, doctor, can you mind wipe her?
I was one of the first British soldiers into Belsen at the end of the war. If you think a few stone statues will destroy my equilibrium, you are mistaken. What do you need me to do?
Distract the screen. I like this guy.
They're going to capture you.
Correct.
Okay.
Blue weeping angel.
Oh.
On the run from other
You know what? That's cool. I like that.
They are an extraction squad. To the division.
This angel's a member of the division?
What is that?
It's the passenger.
I've been here before, but I haven't been able to get close enough into the transportation field.
Yep. Kind of a shitty transportation field. That's all it took to dodge it. I mean, why are they... Is the girl Claire? Okay, Peggy is Claire and also the old lady. That's my random, throw-in random shit theory. Because why would the angels give a shit? Gerald, you dumb idiot.
He was never nice to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, honestly. Fuck that guy. I feel bad for the woman, though.
I have never surrendered, and I've no intention of starting now.
I mean, you destroyed the TV, so that's a problem.
You are observed.
Light's gonna go off.
That is my power over you. For now, Jericho.
The readings. Oh, was the angel one of the members that the doctor sees Atropos with?
Knowledge of everything. All division.
Vague.
Its history.
Well, sure. The doctor would be interested in that, actually.
You,
Yeah.
including the memories that were taken from you. You protect me, and I can give you what you're looking for.
Should have led with that. Okay, we need to wake up.
Sorry, threw a cup at you.
Instantly behind her.
There's pattern on the wall.
Okay, what is the...
How long it's been there?
Oh god, no. They're in the walls. Of course they're in the walls. Of course they're in the walls. I feel like we're gonna get teleported.
Blinking. If we can get past them, we might just stand it.
Like, this is not...
Sit nice over there.
Okay. Wait,
Miss Hayward!
are you the same person?
I remember this,
You are!
and I remember all that followed.
Oh god. Ominous. You're gonna stay there.
Went back to 1967 for a long time.
What is this? Like an angel spaceship?
I will stay here and keep my eyes on this.
I feel like we're gonna lose him.
Professor?
I'm not blinking.
I like this guy, and I feel like he's gonna get fucked. Go, Claire, go. Go, Claire, go. Oh, he's here. I mean, here's the thing, is that all this might be like time fucky, so this might not even happen. This is not like a stable loop. It might not be. They're not moving. Can you not move, or do they not want to move? Did they actually just become statues, or are they allowing you to get out because that's what they want? Oh, you're in the center of some angel ritual.
Tell them to do that, and I'll negotiate a deal between them and you.
No, this is not gonna go well. I don't think so, at least. They're gonna take the doctor instead or something.
I guess they'll take you instead.
Yeah, well,
You are recalled.
yeah, alright, sure.
To division.
Whoa. Whoa. I was not expecting that. This fucked up imagery to see. Whoa. I mean, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. I was looking at the player, and I saw that there's like a couple minutes left, and I was like, oh yeah, hold on. Also, the credits look a little bit weird.
I love you.
This is cool. I like this couple.
I really
Kind of cute.
love you.
I love you too.
Oh, coordinates. So I'm heading to you. Oh, no, don't run.
No.
That's so dumb. The fact that she was so fucking dumped and she didn't actually say the coordinates first. More? Okay, back to credits. Did the previous episodes have the... That's Kate! Yo, that's Kate. Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Fuck, I shouldn't be analyzing what's coming out next episode, but at the same time, I kind of want to be up to date with what everyone else is seeing, too. We've been in this decade for 3 years now. Okay, so 3-year time skip for Dan and Yes. That's interesting. Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Okay, so I'll be honest with y'all. Like, the reason why I kept watching that, like, what's coming next episode thing is because before I started watching this, I just opened my Twitter and I didn't even open my, like, my timeline. I just opened my own profile. Like, I wasn't reading anything. And when you open your profile, to the right, there's like a what's trending tag. And, you know, right now it's like Olympic Lion, Olympic Marseille. I don't know, it's some sports thing. Dark Souls is trending for some reason. It's Bjork's birthday. Nice. But I also saw trending... Okay, so I saw trending Clara and Kate Lethbridge Stewart. And I was like, okay, either some crazy shit happened this episode, or I don't know, it's like a big finish kind of thing, because this has happened before, you know. Sometimes I see names. David Tennant was trending also. So I was like, okay, no, that's too much. Like, there's no way that this episode just brought the 10th Doctor, Kate Lethbridge Stewart, and Clara back. There's no way that happened. Like, all of that I saw right before I started recording, and I was like, fuck you, that's not real. So in some ways, I was like, okay, just in case any of those might be real, I'm just gonna watch whatever's coming next. So maybe they drop like a fight, like spoiler or whatever. That would kind of ruin the fun. But I already saw it on Twitter if it was coming, and apparently Kate Lethbridge Stewart was real. Clara was not, and David Tennant was not. You know, David Tennant was probably trending for Good Omens or some other shit. Why would David Tennant be trending? That's a good question, actually. Let me check. Why was David Tennant trending? Why is Clara trending? Because Clara is trending on the like sci-fi, and I was like, wait, okay. Riss is trending. Yes, Doctor Who brought back Riss. Riss from Torchwood is. I don't know, man. Like, okay, listen. Here's the thing. This is actually good, because this means that, like, at this point, every name that might be related, I think the algorithm of Twitter is fucky. Any name that might be related to the Doctor Who universe that people just mention is something that Twitter is like, hey, 1,000 people said this name lately, and it's like, it's trending, but it's not, and it's just people mentioning a name. But I'm just like, oh my god, Riz from Torchwood showed up in Doctor Who, what? So at this point, it's cool, because at this point I'm like, all right, none of that is real. No matter what name I see, it's not happening. Okay, cool. That actually helps a lot. But Kate was actually real. So yeah, I saw Kate, and I was like, wait, shit, that one was real. But it wasn't like a full, you know, like surprise, because I did see her name on Twitter, and I wish I hadn't, but maybe I wouldn't have watched that preview if I had, and then I would have watched Twitter, and I was like, wait, shit, what? When did she show up? So I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Let's not talk about that preview. Let's talk about that episode. Yo, that episode was probably my favorite episode of the Flux yet. I'm gonna make a community post right here. All right, so yeah, this episode is definitely my favorite of Flux episodes yet, like, for sure, because like the first episode was kind of a setup episode. It's just like, all right, we're just gonna throw everything that's gonna matter, and you'll see it, and then whatever, and we're not gonna explain anything. Sure. Episode 2 is like, all right, some Tyrants, we're gonna explain that one, and it's like, sure, they didn't matter, they just showed up, cool. Episode 3, it's like, we're seeing the past, Temple Watchful, whatever that's going on, sure, whatever, man. Well, yeah. Episode 4, Angels, Weeping Angels, but in this case, they matter and they're cool. So I like that a lot. Actually, I like that a lot. So, first of all, Weeping Angels are just like the coolest Doctor Who monster, kind of. Like, legitimately. Like, they're just so fucking good. And the thing is that I did say before that, the Weeping Angels became less cool the more they were brought into the screen, you know? Like, they were super cool in Blink, and then every at least I think that every time that Moffat kept bringing them back in, they were like less and less cool because he kept adding like weird rules to the angels, and it was less about like a mystery and more about like, oh, wacky aliens, you know. But in this episode in particular, it really felt like, okay, we're not gonna try to dance around the rules that we have set up. All of these things are real, like all of those things that we're seeing about the angels are like stuff that we like established already. So it's not like they're gonna pretend that the rules don't exist, you know, like an image of an angel becomes an angel. Like, no, legitimately, they are gonna continue that going, but they're not gonna try to make some more weird bullshit around it. What they're gonna do is they're just gonna try and tell a good story that uses angels, and somehow it is linked to the Division storyline and the Flux storyline. Or okay, so the storyline might not even be the Flux. The season might be called might as well be called Doctor Who Division, like, because it seems like the Division is the thing that matters the most. So the Doctor maybe was like the former captain of the Division or the founder or whatever, because I remember in the flashback of Atropos, the Doctor was the one in charge. I think it was the commander or something. So yes, that's the thing. Carvanista is a former member of the Division. This Rogue Angel is also a former member of the Division. And the thing is that this Rogue Angel, oh my god, the idea that the Angel fucking used the Doctor as a bargaining chip to fucking say like, hey, I brought you the Doctor. And then they're like, all right, cool, we'll take the Doctor. We'll take our former commander or whatever. I don't know. So Angels were hired by the Division because the Division actually uses everything at their disposal. You know what? That's fine. I'll believe that. But like, I just think that a lot of this episode was super cool. Maybe next episode we'll get to see what's his name? What's his face? Fucking Jericho. Maybe we'll get to see Professor Jericho next episode too, because in the preview you saw that Dan and Yas are, I think they're stuck in the 1900s for 3 years. So there will be a time skip. That's interesting. I kind of wish I hadn't seen that, but I did. So maybe, but they're staying there. If they're staying in the 1900s, I was thinking that wasn't real, but it was. It was like, it was a slice of reality put away from reality, but I suppose they just placed it back in, so they're still in the 1900s. But so they are stuck in there. Peggy is stuck in there, and Professor Jericho is stuck in there. I'm down for Professor Jericho being there next episode, actually. He doesn't have to be in the finale, but I'm down for him being next episode. Like, he's like legitimately one of my favorite characters we've seen in like a random like one-off. He might not be a one-off, but like a random character just shows up in the Doctor Who story. Like, legitimately. Like, I really like everything that he did. At least in the Chibnall era, I feel like we didn't see that a lot, you know? We get the cool historicals with the cool historical figures, and those are really awesome. But, like, when it comes to a random-ass character, I don't think I'm thinking about anyone in particular that stood up to me. Professor Jericho, though, he was fucking baller. I love that guy. So, I love how curious he was, and I love how like all this like crazy shit was appearing in front of him, and he's like, no, I must understand it, and he's like not scared, and he's like, listen, I was during the war, that shit was crazy, this fucking dumb angels made of stone, they don't scare me, fuck them. You know, I like how confrontational he was towards them. You know, they're like, we can wait forever, and he's like, but you're stuck in here with me, and as long as I have eyes, I'm just gonna continue looking at you, you know? And I'm gonna assume that they discover the tech, the one eye at a time tech, you know, because it's not that difficult to like come up with that tech, and I don't think you can make me believe that Professor Jericho or anyone just stay there with their eyes open for like half an hour. Like, no, they probably figured out the one eye tech. That's a pretty good tech. So I like, that's like my favorite. That's probably my favorite thing about like the Time of Angels or whatever the fuck the name of the Moffat episode was. The fact that Moffat wrote that tech in, because I remember watching Blink and I was like, why did they just blink when they say don't blink? Why don't they just do this? Because this way you moisturize your eye, but you're continuing to watching them. And the fact that he wrote that shit in that episode, like all the way back in series 5, I was like, done, perfect. If any Weeping Angel story moving forward doesn't have this stick in, I'll be upset. And I am a little bit upset that we don't see that again. But I'm just gonna assume that they did that off screen. Anyway, so the Doctor was taken by angels. More than that, she got turned into an angel. Okay, here's something weird that I'm gonna say. Is that I've been watching a lot of Hannibal, and Hannibal has a lot of like weird hallucination, not really real, not even a hallucination, just a visual imagery representation of some weird shit. So I keep seeing people turn into stags and shit. So now when I see the Doctor turn into an angel, I'm like, okay, but is that real though? Or is that just like an image? Is that just for artistic purposes? Or is that actually literally what happened? I think it is. But is the Doctor actually an angel though? Because like that's the other thing. Is that this is Doctor Who. Which means the Doctor will be fine. You know, like I'm not worried for the Doctor. So I think it's fucked up to show the Doctor turn into an angel. That's a fucked up thing to show. I can absolutely imagine like a random 10-year-old kid watching this, because like if my understanding is correct, like Doctor Who is something that kids watch every now and then. Like it's a family show, so everyone watches it, at least in the UK, and maybe kids watch this. And you know what? I get a lot of the Jodie era of, not just the Jodie era, but the Jodie era in particular. I see a lot of their episodes as like very safe and good episodes for someone to watch, and they're like, yes, I understand the core values and they're good and they're nice, and I'm like, hell yeah. But I can imagine a random ass kid who's watching this Doctor Who episodes. They're like, yeah, I can't wait to see Adventures with my favorite. Oh my fucking god, what? They just see the Doctor turn into stone, and it turns into the creepy ass angel that is just scaring your nightmares, because these angels are so fucking scary. I mean, they are. Like, they legitimately are. They do like a lot of jump scares in the episodes, you know? Like, I don't give a shit because I'm 25 years old and I'm just sitting here with like 2 lights on my face, this microphone in front of me. It's like, all right, immersion is not there anymore. But if I was like a 10-year-old kid watching this on my big ass TV in fucking 8 p.m. the darkness, I would be a little bit freaked out, you know? Like, I would be 10 years old. I would be shitting my pants. But like, I can imagine that some kids watch this episode. I can imagine that some kids right now are having Weeping Angel nightmares. It's 9 p.m. for me, which means that in the UK it's like 2 in the morning. Yeah, totally. Some kids are absolutely having nightmares about this fucking episode right now. That's fine, you know? That's fine. Like my man Russell T. Davies said, fuck them kids. I just wanted to make that joke. I love to say it so much. Anyway, I just really appreciated the change of setting for this episode, because like, here's the thing. I enjoy, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, I enjoy more of a setting of like a mystery, or like usually going backwards in the past. And you know, Doctor Who budget means that usually we're gonna go somewhere in the past that just looks exactly similar as just like Europe, you know, exactly similar as just England. But like, I always enjoy the time travel aspect of sci-fi more than I enjoy the spaceships aspect of sci-fi. So whenever Doctor Who is just like out there in space and we're just doing some weird aliens and whatever planets, I'm just like, you know what, that's fine, that's cool, I don't mind it, but that's not my preference. So when this episode rolls over, and it's an episode set in the 1960s, it's like, okay, we'll go backwards and top a little bit, you know, it's some random village, okay, I'm listening. You know, it's not like a city, it's not modern era, it's just like 60s village, cool. Weeping Angels are the least aliens that probably are in Doctor Who. because like the weeping angels are just creepy statues. Like weeping angels are less of an alien, more of a concept, you know? Creepy statues that move when you're not looking at them, and if they touch you, you get time travel. It's like, that's cool. That's cool. Everything about that is cool. And we tie that in with the Claire storyline, you know? Like, the more I think back to the first episode of Flux, the more I'm like, they really just threw everything at the wall, didn't they? Just like the first episode really seemed like, if you go back and watch the first episode of Flux, you're gonna be like, all right, this scene was setting up the episode 2. This scene was setting up episode 3. This scene was setting up episode 4. It's like all those things don't actually connect in any way, almost, but it's more like all of those things set up episodes that come afterwards. But all those episodes are not necessarily interlinked. It's just more like the Doctor has to go through those episodes in order to get to the finale of whatever the season's gonna be, you know? So all of these stories are less linked to each other than I thought they would be at the beginning when I started watching the season, because like, you know, we heard, okay, Flux is gonna be a singular storyline season, and it is, but I thought it would be more like linked on an episode to episode basis than it actually turned out to be. Right now it's more like the Doctor is linked from one story to another, but each story doesn't necessarily have anything to do with other stuff. You know, what the fuck did this entire have to do with the Weeping Angels thing? Fucking nothing. It's just the fact that the Doctor had to deal with that, and then had to deal with that, and then had to deal with this thing, you know? So yeah, that's a little bit of an update to the way Flux is doing its stories. I'm not saying it's bad. I actually don't mind it. It's just not what I thought it would be. Okay, now I'm loading up the episode again. I'm gonna skim through it. Yo, we saw people straight up die to angels. I don't know if we've seen that before, actually. So Gerald and the woman, they just like, oh, they were just old people, stubborn, 60s, whatever. You know, I don't mind that Gerald died. The woman, though, I feel a little bit bad because she had to put up with Gerald, which means that her life was suffering. And then she got fucked by an angel, and that sucked. Gerald could go, though. He sucked. But, like, yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen that before. Maybe we did. I just forgot. Because, again, I watched Series 5 when I was 2013. Yeah, sure, 2013 or 2013, yeah. So it's been like 8 years. I don't remember that shit. But like in this episode, they just got touched by angels twice, and then they just fucking crumbled into stone and dust. And it was like, all right, I don't know if I've seen that before, but that's interesting. By the way, I'm telling you right now, I feel how tired I am. I can feel myself falling asleep. So let me try and get this moving so we can go. Because I'm not even gonna go to sleep after this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to render fucking... I'm gonna go in and see if I can render another version of the previous Doctor Who episodes so I can set it that to go live. And also render the final episode of Squid Game. I'm gonna die. But at least it's the final episode of Squid Game, so I'm gonna be more free in this next week. Oh my... Okay, we're fine. We're good. We're good. Alright, So a lot of the mystery that was happening in the episode, I mean, this is something I missed about Doctor Who a little bit, you know, because like, it's been a while since I watched Doctor Who. It's also been a while since I watched Torchwood. I missed shows that have like, contain stories, almost. So like a lot of the mystery of like, oh my god, why are we in a patch of land that is falling out of reality? It's like, why is that happening, you know? That just gets immediately, they just tell you that this is the answer at the end of the episode. So, like, the mystery of that only lasts within the episode. That's something I miss about, like, Doctor Who and, I guess, Torchwood to a degree. The idea that, like, you get a story and they just give you pretty much everything. Not everything in the case of Flux because they have to set up other stuff, but, like, you get a lot of what's happening in that episode storyline within the storyline, and then we just close off and then we move on, and it's like, you know what, that's fine. I actually do appreciate that. So I missed that a little bit. A lot of this episode was really just like angel creepiness shock value. Not really shock value, just like you being spooked by angels, which, you know what, that's fine. That's honestly fine. I enjoy Weeping Angels on occasion. You know, like this episode was a great Weeping Angel episode, and it did like close down everything regarding Weeping Angels, I think. So we're probably not gonna see Weeping Angels anymore in this season, and maybe not for a while. And that's fine. That's fine. You are allowed to bring Weeping Angels back for like a little bit in order to have like a cool episode, and then we just leave. That's fine. You know, we can do that. All right. So let's talk about Belle and Vinder. So Belle, I like her more this episode than previous one. Previous episode really felt like, okay, we're just following this random chick adventurer. This episode, it's like, no. She's trying to find her lost lover, Vinder. It's like, okay, cool. She's going on these planets and she's saving people. And you get to hear and see a lot more of her personality shine through. And the idea that she's like, I saw some people doing some fucked up shit, and I'm gonna go stop it. So I'm just gonna see what's up, and I'll be waiting for you to meet me there so we can stop it together. It's like, you know what? That's cool. I like her. I like her. I like the cut of her jib. That's cool. I enjoy the character, and I enjoy Vinder. So you know what? This is a power couple right here. So we'll see how that goes. And I do like that she was so fucking dumb that she forgot to say the coordinates until the last second, and then she didn't. She was like, wait, no, and then she just got away. And I like even more that Bender heard that, and he just started laughing. Because he was like, okay, all right, that's my girl. All right, let's go. I'm going to go find her. You know, it's the idea that, like, the coordinates don't matter. It's just like, I'll find her no matter what. You know, that gave me a laugh. That's my girl. So it's good. The angel, what if the rogue angel, maybe the rogue angel was a member of the Doctor Squad that was in the Siege of Atropos? Because the Siege of Atropos was the Doctor, I think Carvanista, and two more. Because Carvanista was Dan, and then you had a Vinder and Yas. So we have two more people besides the Doctor and Carvanista. Maybe the angels was another one of them. I don't know, it could have been. That would be a weird agent to have in the field, you know? Agent, I only move when I'm not perceived. Which would make you awful for teamwork. I also called that she could be Claire. I suppose that's still on the table. So Peggy is the old woman, but also she could be Claire. You know, you can have a child, adult, and an old lady. You can have the whole progression. That would make sense. But I do like that Peggy was the old lady. And I do like the idea that both of them like met each other and like maybe they watched Dark. Maybe Chivnell, or I think another person wrote this episode as well alongside Chivnell. Anyway, someone watched Netflix Dark, and then they were like, I got some ideas for this. Because there were a couple moments in this episode where I watched this and I was like, that reminds me of Dark a little bit, you know? Like, there is this thing when fucking Peggy and the older version of Peggy, and they're just like staring at each other through this like wall of time weird shit, and they look at each other, and did they try to touch each other, and they were like, no, don't do that. That's very dark, you know, that's very Netflix dark. So it made me think of that, and I think there was something else that made me think of Dark, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, maybe they watched Dark and they were like, yeah, man, that makes sense. I also the idea of like having the child, adult, and old lady version of the same character. That's also a Dark thing. Watch Dark. It's a good show. Anyway, so it could be Claire in the middle. I'll say that it could be Claire. I do like the rules of the angels being brought back. Anything that is the image of an angel, hold the image of an angel becomes an angel. I do enjoy that because that's a rule that was just like randomly thrown in, but we have to carry it forward, and you can make it creepy. If you write a good story around those rules, you can make it creepy, you can make it interesting, and I think that's what it was. But the thing is that ultimately this wasn't really much of a mystery episode. It was more of like, oh shit episode. And that's fine, because when you see an angel, your reaction is, oh shit. So I'm this episode hit the right spots for me, and I think this episode to me is probably my favorite in Flux because, again, it took place on Earth in the 60s or whatever, and it was less about some weird alien or spatial shit. It was more about these creepy angels that are done moving by the power of editing, and it feels so much creepier and cool, and I like that because the angels really hold this idea of like a mythical being that's fucked. God, this makes me think of the fuck. I don't want to say it. So there's a series of videos on YouTube called the Mandela Catalog, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm so fucking I cannot tolerate horror. So I was so fucking scared of those videos from the little bits that I have seen that I didn't even watch the videos. I watched a dude talk about the videos, and even then I was scared. And I think they do have this idea of like angels being corrupted, and I do like the juxtaposition of that, you know? I think that makes for creepy stuff. It really does. So yes, that is an interesting thing that Weeping Angels bring to the table every time. Seeing the Doctor turn into the angel, I mean, I think the Doctor's gonna be fine. I don't even know if that was something that like literally happened, and it might have been, but maybe maybe it's more like the Doctor is encompassed inside this like stone angel statue, you know? Maybe it's like a prison, and they're transporting the Doctor from within like the stone prison, you know? That's like the Weeping Angel prison. I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm gonna say that's my official guess as for what happened to the Doctor. Maybe it was some kind of weird transformation, but even if it was, the Doctor will return. It's fine. So, all right. Anything else I want to say about this episode? I mean, probably. I'm just like, I just don't know what the fuck's happening. I hope we get to see Claire more. I hope we get to see fucking Professor Jericho. I enjoy that character very much. I think that's pretty much everything I want to say about this episode. I am falling asleep. I need to go and I need to work, and then tomorrow I have to record again. It's okay. I finished Squid Game. I want to say this, like, sorry if I was like a little bit like not depressive, like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Just like low energy, in a bad mood in order to watch this and record this video. I don't think I was, but right now I feel like I am. So I'm sorry if that comes off as wrong. I'll do my best to like put the chapters in the video so you know what parts to skip or what parts to listen to or something like. That's extra work. That's fine. I'll do it. Hi. All right. I bet you weren't expecting this surge of energy. So it's been like a day since I watched the episode, but this is just going to be hard cut put into the final bit of the video. Hello. So, I asked on the community tab on YouTube if people would have questions to give me about what I think about the episode. So I'll be putting them right here. So I got a couple. I'm going to be doing this for every episode. I said this on the previous video, but so yes, if you're watching this and it is like Sunday, there should be a post on the community tab about the latest episode, which would be episode 5, and you can drop a question for me or some topic that you would like me to touch. So I will proceed to do that right now. Also, I figured I'm gonna start putting the comment itself and like a picture so I can like properly reply to it. So let's start. Firefly asks, what mechanism do you think will let Dan and Yas out of 1901 but not the little girl? Or do you think they will purposely leave her behind to preserve the timeline? Or do you think they'll take the little girl with them in order to disrupt whatever time event seems to be happening over and over? Oh God, that's something I hadn't thought about. So, I'm wondering if, like, I mean, Yas and Dan are stuck there because of what we see in, like, the next episode or whatever, like, the preview. So, I don't know. Because, like, the entire time I was thinking, like, maybe that's not, like, a real slice of time because it's kind of away from reality. But then it appears to be back to reality. So I don't know. So yeah, and if they're gonna be stuck there with the little girl with Peggy, as well as God, what the fuck was his name? Jericho. That guy is awesome. So if they're stuck there with them, God, this good question. So I mean, it could just be something as easy as like they are not together, you know, like Yas and Dan live together, but not with the little girl and Jericho. Maybe the little girl and Jericho like live by themselves at some other house or place or whatever, and maybe Dan and Yas stumble onto plot and they get disrupted out of time or something, and that's how they get saved out of that year, but not the little girl, because she stays with Jericho some other place. They weren't together when they stumble into plot. It could be something as simple as that. That would be my first thought. Second, I don't think that like Yas and Dan would leave her behind to preserve the timeline, but the Doctor might. But even then, the Doctor had like this moment where she was like, I don't remember what she said. I said this episode. Sorry, it's been yesterday for me. But she said something like the time can be rewritten or something like that. And it's not the first time she does this. She did that in like Orphan 55, right? Everyone's favorite episode. So in Orphan 55, despite the message being like stupidly ham-fisted and that entire episode just being a PSA and just sucking as a result, she did say in that episode like time isn't like fixed, you can write it or some shit, which goes against everything that we've seen in the show. Well, time is fucky in the show, but like sure, but there are fixed points in times. There are things that can happen and they cannot be changed. And I keep thinking back to like the what the fuck was the name of that episode, the Angels Take Manhattan or something like that, the Moffat episode with the Women Angels and Amy and Rory and when they go. But like I remember there was that moment where I don't remember whose hand it was. I think it was River that had her hand taken by an angel. She was being in this episode they touch the angels and then they get warped. But in that episode you were able to be touched by an angel but not get like displaced. I don't know. Oh, okay, I'm overthinking this, but whatever. The point is that I'm thinking back to that episode, and there was the whole thing of like her hand being like trapped in the angel, and that had that moment where Amy had read in the book, "Why do you have to break my hand?" And the Doctor said because Amy read it in a book. And then when that scene comes together, they just kind of looked at each other and they go like, "Oh shit," because that's the way it goes. But that's not like the clever thing about that is that's not necessarily how it has to go. It's that it's like the Steins Gate thing, you know. It's like you can like say that, and that will be the dialogue in the book, but you don't necessarily have to do that as long as you don't read in the book that was done, you know. So I don't know, but like in this. What were we talking about? Oh, the idea that if the little girl is going to stay behind to preserve the timeline. I mean, I don't know what 13 wants to do, because I get the feeling that she might be... I'm starting to see a little bit of Tennant in her. Like a little bit of a 10 Doctor in there. And I remember near the end, the 10 Doctor was starting to do some questionable shit to the point that he was like, I have to stop. I have to chill. I'm just gonna go die now. I think that would be best for everyone. So I remember that happened. So I'm wondering if 13 would want to like rescue the girl against the loss of time, and maybe that would be a negative thing. But maybe like you said, they would disrupt whatever event seems to be happening. So. I don't know, that could be a good thing, but maybe it won't be. I have no idea. Honestly, this is something I hadn't even thought about. This might be something that doesn't matter, actually, what happens to a little girl or Professor Jericho. But honestly, I would be down for them to continue over from what happened in this episode, you know? I would love for the next episode to actually tackle into that a little bit, and maybe we'll get some kind of answer. But if I would have to assume something, I would think that Yas and Dan are going to stumble into plot and they're just going to be alone, and it's not going to be the little girl or Jericho because they stumble into plot together, you know? Only the two of them. Only companions stumble into plot, you know? No side characters, only companions. There's also the alternative that Yas and Dan are gonna stay in 1901. That's something that I just thought about. It's the possibility that they're just gonna stay there. And the next time we see them, they're gonna be old. Like, maybe the doctor doesn't show up to rescue them and they don't discover any time displacements or whatever for a long time. So maybe they'll show up when they're like, I don't know, like 50, 60 years old, which is how old is John Bishop? How old is John Bishop? He's 54. All right, maybe they'll show up when Yas is like 50 and John Bishop is like 90. You know, they can just put some prosthetics on everyone's faces and call it a day. They could do that. They've done that before. So yeah, they maybe. Alternatively, they get rescued by Jack. Huh? Maybe Jack is in there. Jack is in 1901. Working for Torchwood, so maybe he'll show up and he's gonna say that, huh? That's the crackpot theory. That's just me hoping that we'll see John Barrowman again, but that could be because we already seen them in the special a little bit before. He already has shown up in the Jodie era for twice, so maybe he'll show up right here randomly and he's gonna save them, huh? Fucking cool as shit. That would be nice. Yo, that's just some wild shit. If it comes to true, if that comes to fruition, I want everyone to share this clip and be like, all right, this guy is a prophet. Anyway, next, I got another question. Miss Angel says, oof, I love that episode and have so many questions I want Chivnell to address. As for things you could talk about, I'd like to know what you think about the Angels working for the Division. I think that the Time Lords devolve into them since we've seen some hints in the End of Time Part 2 and Hellbent. According to my bonkers 3 a.m. caffeine-induced theory, the rogue angel is trigonometry, since they possess knowledge about the Doctor's hidden past, but I don't know. Alright, so I do like the idea of angels being Time Lords that devolve into them, and yes, we've seen hints. I don't remember what was seen in Hellbent. There was like the bolts, and there were angels in the bolts. I do remember that. And I do remember that in the End of Time, you see the two Time Lords, ladies, whatever, that were with Timothy Dalton. I do remember that there were the two Time Lords or ladies that were next to Timothy Dalton, which he showed up. God, what was his title? Was he the president or something like that? I don't remember if he was, but I do remember that he showed up and you had the two to the sides that were the ones that refused to agree. They didn't agree with the plan of sending Gallifrey to Earth in order to escape the Time War. And so they were shamed and they were put in this position where they were covering their faces. And I remember he did say, like, the weeping angels of old. But, like, that doesn't sound like you would think that the Time Lords and Weeping Angels are connected. It only means that they just know about Weeping Angels and they use their idea of a Weeping Angel as kind of a punishment. But it could be that they do turn into Weeping Angels, maybe, or are connected in some way, because Weeping Angels are creatures of time and Time Lords are de facto also creatures of time. You know, like the Doctor said that the Doctor can perceive time or something like that. So that could be the case. Time Lords happen because they stare into the vortex energy or something like that, right? Because Time Lords actually is not just a race, it's also like a title, you know? Because the Gallifrey people are Gallifreyans, right? So maybe you become a Time Lord, like your body mutates when you stare into the time vortex. I remember that they said that the Doctor did that and the Master did that, and the Master went crazy and the Doctor ran, which is fitting. But maybe oh God, do all the Gallifreyans do that? Because I'm wondering if the angels are creatures that happen in a similar manner. Maybe they are not necessarily connected one to the other, but Weeping Angels are born from entities that stare into the time vortex and somehow they turn into angels or some shit. You know, that's the thing about weeping angels. Is that why did they look like angels? Like, that's the question. That's the real question. Now, here's a better question. Did angels come first or weeping angels come first? You know, maybe all of like Christianity is built on weeping angels, you know, because you can go one way or the other, you know. But okay, they could be connected to Time Lords. I just don't know what that would do. The idea that angels are working with the division, how do I feel about that? I mean, there could be more connections that we know regarding Time Lords and angels. I don't know, maybe Time Lords are able to like imprison angels and then they create like an angel army, you know? Maybe they could do that. I don't know. Because there are angels like trapped in the vaults, right? I just don't remember enough about those episodes in order to say any informed throw any informed theories, so I don't know what to tell you. That is a fun connection to look into, though. That is really fun. So I would be down for more Weeping Angel like lore, I suppose, and them being tied to Time Lords or the Time Lord style or whatever you want to go in here. But the fact that Division uses angels, I mean, I just like to think that the Division would use anything, any entity, because they did. I think they did say that, and they also use Lupari and whatever the Doctor is. So I just like the idea of this like time force or whatever that is just like it's just every alien species you can imagine. They're all part of it. You know, like it doesn't necessarily differ from that. So yeah, I don't know. We've been angels in fucking Division. That's just something that I just roll with it. I didn't think too hard about it, but it could be a connection if you want to go deeper into the origins of Weeping Angels. And honestly, I would be really down for that. So if they want to do that, I'll welcome it. I'll be happy with that. And this last theory, Bonkers 3 a.m. caffeine-induced theory. Rogue Angel is Tectoon. Not gonna lie, I had to go and Google and search who the fuck Tectoon was. And I thought right. It is the person who was like a foster caretaker to the Doctor, or the Timeless Child. So it is the like inventor that we saw, not inventor, or some kind of researcher that was taking care of the Timeless Child that eventually just fell off a cliff and died, but then was reborn. And Tectoon was the one that kept studying that and was like, oh, okay, let's see what's happening here. And I think Tectoon eventually grew old enough that they transferred the regeneration energy into themselves in order to also regenerate and be like, I can continue my life. So I don't think that Angel is Tectoon, because if anything, I mean, if it is, we'll have to learn more in like a lore sense of what happened in the relationship between these characters. Because from my understanding, Tectoon was like a parent to the Timeless Child. So the fact that this Rogue Angel sold the Doctor to the other angels to go back to the Division, I don't think Tectoon would do that, you know, because that just sounds really heartless. Unless we don't have full understanding of what just happened, you know? Maybe the Division is good. Maybe the Doctor being recalled to the Division would be a good thing. But I think it's just safer to assume that angel is not Tectoon. Who I thought it might be is one of the people that was working with the Doctor when they like siege Atropos, you know, because like when we see the Doctor sieging Atropos, you see Yas, Vinder, and Dan, which means that it was a team of 4 people. The Doctor is Ruth. Dan is maybe Carvanista. I'm pretty sure Carvanista was like a companion to the Doctor back then. That's the reveal they're saving. I mean, they just show you Alupari, but I think that it was just straight up Carvanista, because Carvanista used to be a member of the Division. And also, maybe what could be is that So when the doctor kept asking Carvanista about the division, Carvanista was like, I can't tell you that. Maybe it's because the doctor just ran away from the division, and Carvanista is like, I promise you to keep you away from this. Maybe that's what it is. But the other two people, which would be Yas and Dan, maybe one of them is the rogue weeping angel. And that would be a nice way to like make everything like come together. And we're gonna meet like a new entity. I don't know who it could be, but we're gonna meet a new entity that would be someone that is gonna be the fourth member of the Doctor's team. So maybe, that's my working theory right now. We're gonna get to see Carvanista is gonna be one of the Doctor's team members, and another one is gonna be the Angel. So yeah, that's my belief. Is that the Angel is not necessarily Tech-tuned, but it is the person that was working with the Doctor while the Doctor was part of the division. That's who I think it might be. So, but the Angel did say that they know a lot about the Doctor's past. At the same time, the Angel might have just been lying. Honestly, the Angel might have just been lying. But let's operate on the assumption that it wasn't lying. But I don't know. The Angel is a creature of time, so maybe the Angel just knows a lot. And he was a member of the division. Maybe the division just knows a lot about the Doctor's past because it was the division. So there you go. So yeah, that's what I think. I do appreciate the random 3 a.m. caffeine-induced theory. I do a lot. I appreciate that. Anyway, so that's it for the questions that I got. That added like 20 minutes. Sorry, maybe not 20 minutes, but like 15. But yeah, I think that's just gonna be it for this video. I'm just gonna blast this at the end of previous recording. Sorry if things looks a little bit different because it's been a day. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, I have to go watch Hannibal now. So I'll see you guys next time, okay? Thank you so much for tuning into this Doctor Who episode. See you next week. Alright, take care everybody. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, Patreon. Check out the Patreon. Support the channel. Get full-length reactions. Thank you to the lovely patrons around here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Take care. Phew.